Chapter 72, Midway. I showered last night because today was the day Marcus and I were going to New York City. I woke up at 6 and my dads were still sleeping, but they knew I was going to be gone early, and then I walked over to Howard Station and I caught the next Red Line train to 9050 in Ryan. 3 minutes late, and then it was a half hour. 3 minutes later, and then it was a half-hour ride down to Jackson, where I got off and entered the building Robbinsog is in, and then I went to Robbinsog and knocked on the nation's door. "Good morning," said Marcus as he opened the door. Ready to go?" I asked Marcus. "Yes, my family is still sleeping, but they know I will be gone." Then let's move along," I said. Marcus then shut the door. "Are we going to Adams or Wabash to catch the Orange Line train to Midway Airport?" I asked. Yes," Marcus answered. We then arrived at the elevator, and Marcus called the elevator. "How long does it take to get to Midway on the Orange Line?" I asked. "About 25 minutes, but there were only 8 stops, and the distance between them can be huge," answered Marcus. "I see. Sam, I know, was on it to drop off and pick up my dad, and he went to Cleveland. Did you ride the Orange Line at all?" Only if I have to get to somewhere in the loop fast." "How often is that?" "Not often." "Why?" "Because most places in the loop I just jog to. You know we are a family of joggers." "I know." The elevator then arrived at the 7th floor terminal. "Down to the ground we go," said Marcus when we entered the elevator. Marcus then hit the button, and we were sent off to the ground floor, and then we left the building Robbinsog was in and walked east and went over to Adams and Wabash. The sun was rising up over Chicago, and I must say it felt nice. It looked so good to have a beautiful flight ahead of us," said Marcus, when we got to Adams and Wabash platform. It looks like that to me too," I said. We then looked down at the elevated train tracks to our south, and we saw an Orange Line train just turn into the loop. "I see an Orange Line train just turned into the loop," said Hannah. "I did too. That means there's probably going to be 10 more minutes before it gets here," said Marcus. "I know," I said. "How are you feeling right now?" said Marcus. Nervous. Why?" The orphanage, that's why." I should have known that. Sorry I asked." "It's fine." "Well, let me ask you this. What do you want to do if I want to go into the hot tub? Well, let me ask you this. What do you want to do if I want to go into the hot tub at the hotel?" "I'll come with you. But I thought you don't like to swim." "I bought a one-piece that looks just like the one your mom let me borrow on her birthday the other day." Oh, okay. I love you," Marcus said. "I know you do," I said back. We then kissed each other on the lips. "Have you booked all 3 hotels?" Marcus asked. Yes, other than the Comfort Inn which we are staying at tonight in the Bronx, the other 2 I'm going to leave a surprise," I answered with a smile. "Oh, you." "I know." I also just wanted to make sure that we were going to Manhattan tomorrow, and then back to Queens for the final night." "Yep." You know what I am most excited for?" Marcus asked. "What is it?" I asked. "I will be finally able to take my mind off the return and trying to save Mom for a few days." Are you sure? Are she and your mother on good terms yet?" "Not good, but better." "So she has been seeing her?" "Yep." "That makes me happy." "Me too." Does she know about the cure yet?" I asked. "No, and she specifically does not want you to tell her yet," Marcus answered. "Why?" She never said it, it was just super important to go through with this, which is when the time was right, because of Illinois governmental standards." "Oh yeah, she said that to me too." Remember she said that is why she doesn't want us to crack the code she left us just yet?" "I do. I haven't bothered to Google it yet, because something needs to happen in the Illinois state legislature, which is why if she doesn't want to do it yet, because ever since we met the return, I feel like my mom is getting better. That's probably the placebo effect. is, but at least she is getting better. I know. Just then the Orange Line train heading toward Midway pulled down to Marcacius station. Off to Midway, I said. We then entered the train and rolled out of Adams and Wabash and out of the loop. Not a lot of people on the train today, I said. Well, that is what my dad takes to work. He says even when it is busy, it is a lot less busy than the Red Line, said Marcus. I'm sure it is. We also are heading away from downtown Chicago, so the train is probably less busy that way at this hour. And when we arrive back, it will be a late night ride into downtown Chicago and then a quick walk to Robbinsog. Yep, and we will be heading toward downtown Chicago after rush hour. I think we are in for a late night flight on the way back, which sounds romantic to me. I know. Let's hope it is a clear night on the way back in. I hope that too. We then walked to the back of our car and watched the Chicago skyline shrink as we were getting further and further out, and with the sunrise that looked absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, isn't it? Marcus asked. Yes, it is, I answered. Let's hope we get beautiful views from the plane. Can I have the window seat? Sure, but I'm probably going to want to look out the window a lot too. Sure. The window seat I have right now is just fine, especially since people are no longer staring at us for dressing in cloaks. It was about 20 minutes before we arrived at the Midway Airport Orange Line station, which is also the Orange Line's terminus. Time check, Marcus said when we got off the train. 7:30, said Hannah. We then rode the escalators off the platform and then we went to the sky bridge over Cicero Avenue, which turned into the glassway to get us inside Midway Airport, and then we rode up a set of escalators to the check-in. The line seemed pretty long, said Marcus. That's how it is at every airport, I said. We then entered the line for Southwest Airlines, and it was about 20 minutes before we arrived at the check-in counter. Can I help you? Asked the customer service agent at the check-in counter. Hi, we have a reservation for the flight at 10 to New York City's LaGuardia Airport, said Hannah. Names, answered the customer service agent. Hannah Gregory, I answered. Marcus Robbins, Marcus answered. Proof of identification, asked the customer service agent. We then brought out our passports, for really we didn't need them, and our state IDs. How many bags? Asked the customer service agent. 2, one for each of us, I answered. Our bags were then weighed and they were placed on the conveyor belt for checking, and we were then given our boarding passes. Gate B5, said the customer service agent. Thank you, I said. Thank you, said Marcus. You're welcome. That is what I am here for, said the customer service agent. We then went through the security line. My dad always complains about how long it takes to get through security at this place, said Marcus. It is 8 now. As long as we are through by 9, we will be fine, I said. We got through by 8:40.